Hey you, welcome to the very first, and might I just say, very official episode of Refresh My Drink, which is just a glorified way of getting to talk even more than what I already do. Don't come for me if production isn't perfect. Babes, to quote Andy Sachs, I'm still learning about all of this stuff. And AV text costs far too much. So in today's episode of Refresh My Drink, we cover all things navigating friendships, when or when not to cull off Facebook. We also cover the dynamics of having a friendship for about 21 years with my guest. We also talk about Officer Bubble Butt and the art of making a proper bed. Get settled, get strapped in, because believe it or not, this is just part one. We have a part two, which we talk Beverly Hills Housewives and who isn't eating minge. But without further ado, I need to introduce my first guest in the hot seat. To those who know me, it will be absolutely no surprise that this fabulous lady, an MBA achiever, is the first guest of the pod. She has been my BFF and by my side for 21 years. Thank God for the Botox. She has worked her way up the corporate ladder in roles within the health and medical industry and is now in senior procurement management. Hello, Adele-alicious. Looking very haggard today, aren't we, Adele? We had quite the evening last night, which if you're lucky, you might see some clips. We consumed, I think, probably about 4 bottles of rosé. We really lived up to the Refresh My Drink.
Yes.
Line.
Yes, we did.
Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. And I guess, obviously, I was always going to be the first one. So
you were.
it just is what it is.
It was written in the sky.
Always.
Well, we have forgone rosé this morning.
We have, yeah.
So I would like to encourage everybody that is listening to please grab a drink. This is dropping Sunday night, so either have a little Sunday bevy or listen to us first thing Monday morning to cure those Monday morning blues. To give a bit of an introduction of yourself, Adele, you have climbed the corporate ladder, so to speak, which I think any woman in business, like, more power to you. You have worked in medical and health for some time now. You've had senior roles within hospitals, and now you're actually working as senior procurement in the management level. Excuse me. As we touched on, we've been friends for 21 years. We met each other at high school. So why don't you tell us a little bit about how we met and how you think we've managed to stay friends for so long?
Sure. I mean, it's such an interesting topic. People who meet us for the first time or anyone that wants to be around us are like, oh, like, how did you meet? How long have you been friends for? How does it work? We met first day of year 8. That back then our surnames just aligned. So we were sitting next to each other and I remember you just being like, hi, I'm Ryan. And I was like, hello.
Hi.
And that's officially how it was. So it wasn't some big, ending. We were literally sitting in the gym on the floor, cross-legged. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
We talk about our friendship quite often to each other and how we've lasted this long. And people find it a bit strange that we don't actually fight. We don't have like any big blow up. Our friendship has lasted multiple different states because you've moved, I've moved. What I put it down to is a friendship is the same as a relationship. You've got to work at it. Sometimes you can give me 80. Sometimes I can only give you 20, vice versa. And then we accept that and we don't hold it against each other. So sometimes if I've got to message you more times than you message me, it is what it is.
Which is often.
Yeah. And I think it's just, you've got to work at it. A friendship's exactly the same as a relationship. And anyone who thinks that friendships are easy or they should be less work is not true.
Yeah, you're totally right. And I think touching on the 80-20 thing before, and we were even discussing this last night over, everyone gets a little deep at me, like 4 bottles deep. I said, I really don't want to be that friend that is always only just doing the 20. And I think I said in the last 7 years of our friendship, I would say that I have been more the one that is taking more of the energy than giving. And that sort of moves us to the elephant in the room as well, the little stabby stab.
Yeah.
Those headlines that I might have mentioned in the trailer of the podcast. But yeah, I certainly went through a very hard time. A family tragedy like that is quite... The word that comes to mind is draining. But
Yes.
obviously, it's much more than that. And you really need a strong network behind you to sort of get you through that.
Yeah.
But then obviously there's been challenges. I was in a relationship for 10 years, then it fizzled out. We were engaged, gone.
Yeah.
I met a douchebag.
Who we will never name, but we will talk about.
You can call douchebag D. That's his name, douchebag D for the pod. And I'm sure we will touch on him again. And that was a fucking disaster. But then I've moved from Brisbane to Sydney, then from Sydney to Melbourne. And, we'll talk on the reasons why and what I do for work and all of that. So it's a friendship that's really had to survive a lot of different things.
Change.
You moved to Perth at one stage, ditched me for another gay boy.
Again, we won't name.
Bastard. But yeah, so the friendship has certainly, I think, grown and evolved over the years.
Yeah.
As we've got older too, we've needed different things. And it is a testament. And I think what you said is like, we just speak honestly.
Correct.
And if that results in, okay, we're going to end this conversation a little bit quicker today. Because typically when either one of us is driving home, we will probably speak for an hour every day.
Correct.
Well, we also have a lot that goes on in the workplace. And we're like, okay, how the fuck would you navigate this?
Yes.
And it is so nice to have somebody that is in, senior leadership that you can bounce that off. So I think as we've grown, our roles have grown, our personalities have grown. And so we've been able to really nurture and mature the relationship that we've had.
Yeah. And I think there's a big part of it. We have a very deep trust in each other that if we're on the phone or whatever, you're telling me something that I actually don't probably want to hear. Yeah, we might, cut the conversation short. We're done here.
I didn't like hearing.
And then, generally I will reflect and like, yeah, okay, Ryan was right. But that's just because I trust you and I actually know that there's no competition between us. There's no jealousy. There's nothing behind anything that you're going to tell me that comes from like a different place other than love.
Yeah.
So I think that's, having a deep trust in someone is a really big deal. And I think we can literally tell each other the most, probably not the greatest things that come up in our minds. And sometimes you're like, yeah, I totally get it. I'm like, yeah, you get me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you said, sometimes I don't want to hear it. And then, but honestly, I think 9 times out of 10, actually, I'm going to say 10 out of 10. I always go, okay, so that thing yesterday, the other night, like, okay, you were right.
So, and that I think, again, we don't keep tabs on each other. It's not like a scorecard. It's not like, well, I went through this thing and you weren't there for me and blah, blah, blah. We don't.
And friendships that do that, like, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's a bit shitty.
Yeah.
But I must say, there is a time where you do have to analyze a friendship. But I'm a bit of a culler.
Wow.
I love it. I love a fresh cull. But something therapeutic about just defriending people. So you know what I use, actually talking about that, on Facebook when their birthday comes up. And I go, do I want to wish this person a birthday? Do I want to say it? Or I care enough to send them a message.
And I also think another one is maybe in the past you have been quite close or sending messages, but if you go to message them and your last message was their birthday message last year, you go, no. Oh, okay.
That's a good.
I'm going to leave this because we clearly have
that's what I
for the year.
I'm friends. Yeah. And actually, I have a friend that popped to my head just then, and you actually know her. We went to school with her because we don't, I think you're my last person now that I keep in contact with from high school. Everybody else sort of fizzled out over the years. I still held on to some where you were just like, I can see. But there was one girl who, I adore her and no bad blood.
Yeah.
But I just found I was constantly reaching out. I was trying to make the plans. I was trying to do this. And to be fair, she's had kids and all the rest of it. But I just felt like it was never coming back.
Yeah.
And then I even made a couple of jokes and went, haha, I feel like every time I reach out to you, you're busy.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Shade. Take the hit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I made the difficult decision. Her birthday popped up on my Facebook and I went, no. Yeah. And I unfriended.
Yeah.
And actually, her sister posted something the other day on her story about the girl's child.
Okay.
And she was so grown up. And I've known this little girl since she was born.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit. So I messaged the sister, who I was also sort of friends with, and went, oh my God, I can't believe that's Beep. She's so grown up. Unfortunately, such and such and I have fallen out.
Mm-hmm.
And so we haven't
Mhm.
really spoken,
Yeah.
which is a bit sad. And I said that. The bitch didn't even respond. Yeah, like 2 weeks has gone by now, no response.
And the thing is, okay, so I have a sister and we're very close. And I can imagine, because this is exactly what I would do, if I got that message, I would screenshot and send it to her and go, what do you want me to say? And chances are my sister's like, no, don't do it. Like, why would you respond? What are you going to respond? So then they don't. They've had a conversation and said, what's the point of responding?
Well,
don't engage.
She's going to get cold. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it is a bit weird to keep like a sister, like a friend's sister.
Yeah.
You're not going to.
To be fair, I didn't realize she was still there, like on my socials.
This is why I don't have Facebook.
Yeah, it's a free. So, Adele, let me refresh your drink about a DM on Instagram that you sent me. And I believe it was a clip from 60 Minutes and they're doing a segment on trad housewives, traditional housewives, if you will. And men looking for submissive housewives that know their place, get in the kitchen sort of thing, make sure this house is spiffity spiff before I get home. And I think that guy that copped all that heat from on Maths was on it.
Tyson, I believe his name is. Yes.
And he wanted to, I think he said something really stupid on that.
I think he was using the word submissive. He wants a submissive wife. Yeah. But I think he did kind of come out later and say he actually wants a traditional wife.
I just don't think his vocabulary was all expanded.
No.
I think he needs to pick up a dictionary because it definitely was the wrong words he was using.
Correct.
But he copped a lot of heat for it.
Yeah.
Some sort of villain was made out of that storyline. Yeah. But he's in this episode.
He is, yes.
So what are your thoughts on being a trad house?
So the reason I sent it to you is because I have a lot of feelings about where I sit with it.
Okay.
My immediate thing to open up the video and talk about how men want a traditional wife, submissive wife, I'm like, well, fuck you. Yeah. How dare you? How dare you? We will do what we want. And then I also sit in the park where if my husband was to come home tomorrow and go, I'm going to make enough money for both of us, just stay home and do the cooking and cleaning, I'd probably go, okay. So I don't know where I sit in the fact of, am I just jealous because maybe I want that? Maybe I want to be a trad wife. But could I do a trad wife for longer than 6 months? Maybe not. I also don't know if people are going back to more traditional values with females. Maybe they want that because fucking life is hard, right? So if you can find a man that goes, I'm going to just look after everything for you, just stay home, do the cooking and cleaning, we're all good. Maybe they'd like that because why would you want to have to work if you don't have to?
But I think even in this clip, like there was one girl that like full dresses up as a 60s housewife.
Yes.
I mean, she looked great.
She
looked
did,
awesome.
She looked amazing.
But she's making the bread, doing the whole thing. And I was like, okay, is this a fetish?
But it also could be though. And I think it is a fantasy of some men when they're like, I just want that life. I want dinner on the table. As soon as I walk in the door, my wife's all pretty up and dinner's ready and we're good to go. It is a bit strange, but that's because we're in 2026 and it just doesn't happen as much anymore. Because one, also, it's very hard to live off one income for most families, especially if you have children. You have to have two incomes now. But yeah, I don't know where I sit. I sit in the fact that I'm like, yeah, I could totally do that. But also, I would never fucking bake bread. So I probably can't be a trad wife.
And also, you're the boss bitch. No, to be fair, we will talk about your partner too, but you're the moneymaker.
I am, yes.
So how would you feel going from making a substantial amount of money to then going, even if you could bring home the bacon for you, how would you feel
going, Daddy, I need some money.
I need some money, honey.
And that's another thing. It would just, for me, the financial freedom that you have when you have two incomes and you have your own money, I don't actually think I could give that up. I don't think I could ever be in a situation where I have to rely on my partner for like I don't know, pocket money. Is that what they call it? Like an allowance. I just couldn't do that. One, because my partner doesn't always know what I spend my money on.
Yeah. That's right, because you guys still have separate accounts.
We do.
Contentious. And you're married.
We are married, coming on 6 years this year. So, yeah, the whole story, I just fluctuate too much with what about it. How dare you say that about a woman and how dare you do this? And then I go, but actually, would it be nice? Probably. Could I do it for a long period? Probably not.
Yeah.
Is it maybe just me going, I kind of want a break from work for 6 months. Let me stay home and just
Sabbatical.
let me just, be a housewife.
I get that. And it's funny. So relocating at the beginning of the year from Melbourne back to Brisbane to become an overnight stepdil of 3 with a partner, that was a really tricky decision because I essentially had to quit my job
Yes.
with nothing else, in the pipeline. And it was great from the fact that like my partner had my back.
Yes.
He said, it's all good.
I've got it.
I'm going to float you.
Yep.
Don't stress. And he's the breadwinner at home.
Yep.
I'm no fucking slouch. I make some good money too, but he makes substantial amounts of money. And he had the family home. He came with more baggage than Louis Vuitton. And we decided, okay, we're going to make the move.
Yeah.
I'm going to transition up.
Yeah.
And I must say, when I moved up and I didn't have a job and I was just potting around the house and, getting rid of all the ex-wife's leftovers and making it.
Being a trad wife.
Being a trad wife.
That's what you were.
I need to put on that pencil skirt.
Yep.
And dust my way through that house.
And cook dinner in those high heels.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I did love that I was making a difference in the home.
Yeah.
That I was like, oh my God, the new laundry system, everything's clean. And then all these people were coming over, like that have already know the house very well, going, oh my gosh, this place is so luxurious now. And you've really put your stamp on it and everything's clean. And like that made me feel really good.
Yeah. And
I was like, okay, great. And then, excuse me, a couple of months sort of passed and it was like, and I was like, I'm ready to get back in the workplace. Plus, I didn't love constantly, like, because at that point I'd burnt through my savings.
Yes.
And I was like, I didn't love having to ask my partner.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm like, this does not float my boat.
Yeah.
And you feel like you've got to justify to them.
Correct. It's like,
why you're spending the money.
I'm going to buy this.
Yeah.
And then you have to like explain it to them. And I think that's where I probably sit as well. If I was to do it, I could probably do it for a couple of months and be like, yeah, this is great. And then eventually be like, oh, okay, I need to go back to work.
Yeah.
Because working, whether people like to agree or not, it gives you a sense of purpose. It gives you a routine. As people leaders, and we have been people leaders for over 10 years, 10, 15 years, it gives you a sense of grounding. It brings you joy. It does all of those things.
Yeah.
So when you lose that, you're going to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I did enjoy, like, again, like overnight step parent.
Yeah.
I did enjoy the dynamics at the beginning. And actually reflect on that. I'm grateful I didn't have the job when I got thrown into full-time parenting because it was like, holy shit.
Yes.
Like school pickup for 3 kids, drop off, school lunches. Like, oh my God. Like, actually, I don't want to make this podcast all about parenting, but the lunch requirements these days are fucking bonkers. And I didn't realize, like when we went to school, half the time we didn't even pack our own lunch.
Yes.
Either our parents did it and we didn't like it.
Yeah.
Or we did it and because we were fucking lazy,
we
threw like one thing in and was hungry for the rest of the day. Or we went to the tuck shop and we got a fucking pizza round or a fish and chips or something.
Pizza pocket.
Pizza pocket. Now, that is not the case. There is no junk food.
Yeah.
You cannot take peanuts. You cannot take any.
So many rules.
So many rules. So they've got like little lunch and big lunch.
Yes.
What we had.
Yes.
But now they've got morning crunch. And morning crunch is something that they have at their desk before little lunch. And it has to be crunchy, has to be easy to eat. And it's usually like a piece of fruit.
Right.
So they've got to have that. Then they've got to have their little lunch. Then they've got to have their big lunch.
It's like just too much stress.
It's on a Sunday afternoon when you're trying to coordinate 3
just everything.
lunches. I was like, this is a new world. Then add on the stress of, okay, I'm learning these kids.
Yes.
So I'm getting all the things that I used to like.
Yes.
Like, because I grew up poor. So having like a roll up never happened. Or like those LCM bars never happened.
They were for rich kids.
They were for rich kids. So I was like, my kids have all these yummy things. And you know what? They're like, I don't like these. I don't like these. I don't like these.
I mean, I'll still eat an LCM bar, to be honest.
Right?
Delicious.
It was like those Yogos where you like pour the M&Ms in. They were for bougie children.
Yeah, I agree. And isn't it funny because I remember we just had very standard lunches, Vegemite cheese sandwich was generally every day.
Yeah.
Do you remember the kids that would bring like a box of jelly crystals and then like a box of like a thing of 2-minute noodles, and people would like trade and swap lunches?
It was like,
could you imagine swapping a sandwich? Which I would happily eat a sandwich now.
Yeah.
For a box of jelly crystals.
Right. I know.
You'd be so hungry.
I know.
But it was such a thing. Like, you were the cool kid if you had those kind of things, and that you'd go and like trade it and swap around.
Well, there was this girl that was in our group. She had the bougie lunchbox. And I was forever exchanging shit with her because she was so used to it. She was like, nah.
I don't
Like,
miss
she
them.
was having the plastic sleeves that had like the tin of tuna and the crackers, and it came with a spoon. I was like, that's like $9. My mum would never.
Neat.
She's like, you get tuna at home, because my mum's probably made a tuna mornay pie. You know, like, actually, bless mum, she's probably listening to the pod. She'll be one of 3.
Hi, Tonya.
Hey, Tonya. She was a very good cook. And actually, I've tried to introduce that into our family.
Yes.
Like, it's not going down so well.
Yes.
You know, kids are really, their taste buds have evolved too. I just don't like fucking anything at the moment. But enough about children. I wanted to ask you what it's like being married to a cop. And I guess to fill in the blank, Adele has been married to one very sexy police officer for about 6 years, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
And for the purpose of keeping him anonymous, we're going to call him Officer Bubblebutt. Because Officer Bubblebutt is not afraid to hit the gym and do some sports and do some cycling and all those things. And he literally looks like he just ate a bodybuilder and an NRL player for breakfast. And look, to be fair, I might be a bit biased, but that is delicious. Like, I like guys that are like from the NRL and they don't have necks and they can barely fit through the doors. But I like a guy with a big ass. Yeah. So he's Officer Bubblebutt to me. Apologies, because I know him quite well. So it'll be interesting to hear if he listens to the pod. But tell us, what is it like being married to a cop these days?
They get asked about it a lot.
I bet you do.
And a lot of people, their first thing is like, oh, are you worried? Like, do you stress out? Like, and I think my first reaction is no, because if I'm really honest, I actually try not to think about it. He just goes to a job and comes home like every other normal person. I've seen him in all kitted up. It's very attractive.
Oh.
Always. And so I think I don't sometimes think about what he's actually doing on a day-to-day basis. It's only sometimes he'll come home and say some stories and I just go, huh? What?
Yeah, I bet.
So it's an interesting dynamic. If I was to sit there and think about exactly what he could be doing in that very moment when he's on shift, I probably would never sleep. So I just don't think about it too much. And I think that's what probably most police officer wives or partners of police officers would think. But it's definitely a challenge. It's not judgment because they can't help what they're going to see, but you just have to learn how to listen and just not be able to give too much back, because in the actual scheme of things, they're seeing humans in their worst form. They're seeing people in really horrible situations, and they then have to go home and live a normal life. And, you know.
And how do you support someone like that? Like, do you have to support them?
Yeah.
Is there times where Officer Bubblebutt needs
Yeah.
comforting, or is he like...
No, I think there's a lot of dark humor that goes on with police officers, and sometimes they'll crack jokes to normal people. They'll be like, oh my God. Like,
that's unhinged.
But again, if that's how they do it, that's how they deal with it. I would rather him crack jokes about things than follow it up and not talk about it.
Yeah.
You kind of just get used to listening, and I know when he needs to talk, right? Like, as you mentioned, we've been married for 6 years. We've been together for 12. So I know him very well, and I know when he just needs to get something off his chest. And there are a few instances where things have affected him a lot more than I think he has realized that I can pick up on, and I will talk it out with him a lot more than I normally would if he just, talked about one thing once. I think it's a very interesting dynamic in the fact that when you go out, and we've done this a lot, we go out with people who aren't police officers or have never been in that community. And the first thing they want to ask my husband is, what's the worst thing you've seen?
Yeah.
And I can understand. I probably did to my brother-in-law, who's also a police officer, for years.
Family.
For years. Yeah. And I was like, tell me the worst thing you've seen. And now reflecting, I go, that's so horrible to actually ask someone.
Yeah,
one, it could have been a really traumatic scene or something that they've actually tried not to think about, or maybe they've had to go into therapy on. And you're asking them to talk about it over dinner with sometimes maybe people they don't really know
and
very
are they
well.
actually prepared to hear?
Exactly. My partner has said it to me. He was like, it's a hard question to answer because I have to sit across from that person, actually realize who they are and try to work out if they could handle my worst story, because a lot of people cannot. And I think that's a very jarring thing, in the fact that they see really horrible shit that some we will never see majority of what they see, and they see it on a daily basis. So asking a police officer, what's your worst story, is actually not great, because they have to then really think about if you can handle the story and if they can handle talking about it and if they should talk about it. So they generally would just say a funny story.
I think, you're totally right. And I remember having a call with you. I don't think it was this Christmas. It was the Christmas before, perhaps. And I'm not going to go into the story. I think for anybody that's involved with this particular person and their family, even then the first responders, quite horrific.
Yes.
It happened in a shopping center, and, and unfortunately did commit suicide. And in the manner of which he did it, and the theatrics around it, again, I'm not going to go into it, but I remember hearing the story and going, I don't have words.
Yeah.
And I could not imagine having to actually be the first person to see that. I can't remember if a public person actually saw
They did, yeah.
That to me is just fucking horrific.
Yeah.
And actually makes me think of a time that happened within my family circle, which I can talk about. A very dear friend of mine who was actually the cousin of my ex-fiance, the person that I was with for over 10 years.
Yeah.
And we were super close, super close. Mother had 2 kids. They were still in late high school. And look, she had some problems of her own, but outside of looking in, and we got really close, never did I think that she had any mental health issues.
Yeah.
And then one day we get a call, and she had hung herself from a tree with a dog leash in a local park.
Yeah.
And a jogger at 4 a.m. had seen her.
Yeah.
What goes through people's heads to actually do that is really, really sad. The anguish that they must feel. And, it's horrible. But your partner would have to see this all the time. Yeah. And so if you're just seeing this over and over and over again, I remember the first week on the job, proper on the job.
Yes.
After training, dead body.
Yes. I think in his first, maybe 3 shifts or something. Yeah.
Which is
just
cool.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
So I could imagine there's quite a toll that comes with that. Yeah. And I just want to say to Officer Bubblebutt, thank you for looking after our community, because it's not for the faint-hearted.
That kind of stuff in the park, they have to be the ones to take them down and do all that. As much as it's a hard job, I've never seen him so happy.
Wow.
He's really found his calling. And it's kind of I get a bit jealous about it, because he goes to work with such pride every single day. And you kind of I kind of sit back and go, oh, okay, I don't do that. But he's really found his calling, and hopefully we'll be in the job for a while and we'll see what happens.
Nice. I mean, before we move on, can we just talk about those pants? Why does every cop look so good in those pants?
I think it's actually got to do with the belt.
Okay, I want the belt.
Yeah, the belt, and then everything that kind of singes them in, so everything just explodes out.
Oh, it does.
In my opinion.
It's exploded.
By the way, everything just sits right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I see them. And then when you walk in swamps, there's 6 or 7 of them walking through the valley.
Yeah.
And it's down. I'm like, I'm going to get arrested for slapping their ass.
I mean, at the end of the day, we all love a man in uniform. So.
Even the women.
Yeah.
I'm not for the lady bits, but they look good.
They look good. Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah.
Adele, it's time to get me those pants. I need those pants. A segment that I want to do and make a little tradition for the pod is throw your drink. So I want to ask you, why or who are we throwing our drink at this week?
Okay. So again, I DM'd this to you. And I really need to talk about the obsession, because I don't get it, the obsession of adult women going to Disneyland and getting very excited about dressing like children.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, and I don't get it.
Yeah. For me, it's not. Okay, so the cringiness is actually not going to Disneyland and being excited about that, because if you scroll back enough on my Instagram page, I'm holding the Disney balloon, and it's the dressing like a child.
Yeah, I'm all for Disneyland. I will go I'll enjoy it, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's the dressing like a child where they do it. I just don't understand it. Are they living some trauma? Are they just wanting to go back to childhood? I just do not get it. And then I just think about the partners of these people.
Mm.
Are they on the same level?
See, they can't have partners. Because to me, if they're trying to be like little kids, I'm like, oh, that's gross if they've got a partner.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But what if their partner's doing the same thing?
Is it a fetish?
But maybe it is.
I don't know. I think it's cringy. It's just like, to me, when the girls wear those headbands and it's all flowers and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
No, for some reason, I don't connect with it. Who knows? But I just don't understand it. I need someone who maybe is a Disney person to explain it to me.
Listeners, comment on the post.
Is it?
I want to hear, will you dress up as a little kid to go to Disneyland, or are we just normal people? No hate.
No.
You know,
I just would like to know.
Maybe a little judge. But I want to know.
Yep.
I agree. It's odd.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. So that's who I'm throwing my drink at.
Okay. Valid. It might have to be a soft drink because they're little kids that are 30. I want to throw my fucking drink at people
Yes.
that shop, throw pillows. No shopping. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I do love to keep an immaculate home.
Yep.
And I love little luxuries. And I like it to look like no one lives there.
Yes. You like it to be a display home.
I like it to be a display home.
Yeah.
I'm all about the throw pillows and the throw cushions and the Hermes blanket and all of this. I love. But I don't chop my fucking pillows. No. And I agree with at Louis Burke.
Yes.
Shout out that feathers should be inside the pillows.
Yes.
And not that nylon fake cotton shit. Because then your pillows end up looking like that. I love feathers. Bed Bath and Table, I spent a lot of money with you. Sponsor my pod. A lot of money. But I didn't love, theirs insinuated that it was feather, and it was not.
Oh, no.
And I spent a lot of money on these pillows, and now I'm replacing the inserts because of the shelf.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
So anyway, they're chopping the pillows. No pillow cleavage, as Louis Burke says.
Yeah.
It's not classy.
Because, I mean, who started the whole chopping of the pillow?
Do you like to chop pillows?
I don't have enough pillows in my house to chop. I'm not.
Because they go like this.
Yeah, I just don't get it. I mean, I can't speak from experience because I actually don't have pillows to chop. Not sure if I would or not because I just think it looks weird.
Yeah.
Why would you put a pillow that's probably got a nice shape to it, but also a nice picture or something, and then chop it so it looks
disformed?
Yeah, like you performed karate on a fucking pillow. Why?
Yeah, and
I don't understand.
Have you seen those women? They're like,
it's quite hectic.
Ridiculous.
The funny thing is I did also see his other viral video, which was about how to make your bed.
Oh, see, I just agree with this.
And see, you hate this, but it just has changed my life. So it's about folding like your doona back at like, I don't know, 1/2 meter from the actual bed.
Yeah.
So, you can aerate the bed sheet. Love it.
Yeah,
so I started doing that.
Like that, right? Like he's actually made it beautiful to aerate. Well, let's be honest. The bed's not getting made during the week.
I make my bed every day.
Do you make your bed every day?
Yes. It's routine.
Yeah, no. I like to sleep. That's the least priority.
Yeah, we're very different in that space.
And to be fair, because I've got the throw pillows, and this is where I also just agree with him. He's like, oh, you should only have like one major.
Yeah, one big pillow, yes.
And I'm like, I like to have the pillows that we're sleeping on.
Yes.
Right? So boom, boom.
Yes.
And then in front of, because they're usually the ugliest, right? And then in front of it, I have 3 coordinated throw pillows. And they're the same pattern.
This is why you don't make your bed. I'm a basic bitch. Yeah. I just have the 2 that we sleep on, then the 2 big puffy ones, and that's it.
Nah. See? So I've got 2, the 3, the display.
Yeah.
Then I've got the ones that we usually hug, which are usually more like full form. And they've got the nice pattern on them. And then in front of that, I have usually a cluster, depending on, because I have 5 sets of arrangements. So that's different throw pillows, different throws, all of that. I know, it's a bit extra. So the pillows right now is a Ralph Lauren display pillow.
Yes.
With a Tommy Hilfiger, like little cushion.
Yes.
And then because I've got a big, heavy duvet at the bottom.
Yes.
Which is Sheridan. I've got the matching pillow to that. And so it's sort of clustered. I'll upload a photo so everyone can see. And I love it. It looks beautiful. But he's like, oh, no, you can't have more than like 2 pillows.
Yes. And I completely agree with him. How many days a week do you actually fully make your bed to completion?
One.
Yeah. So then what's the point?
People coming over, it's made.
Well, I mean, it's the whole thing. When someone comes over, that's when you actually clean your house. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
People who don't have flat sheets are animals. The thing is, I once dated someone that had one pillow only. I actually do think it was a big hint of you can never stay. And the thing is, I never did. He also had no top sheet. It's just bottom sheet.
No.
That's it.
Any people that are just using their doona on top of them touching their bare skin with no flat sheet.
And I can guarantee you they do not fucking wash their doona. They may wash the cover, but they're not fucking washing their doona. Washing your doona is actually super fucking painful. Sometimes in the past, I have just bought a new doona instead of washing it.
Well, see, I've got a fuck off big washing machine.
That's true.
So I can actually fit my doonats in.
Yes.
But I will go, because I'm OCD. I just did it recently. I think I even sent you a video of the washing machine.
Yes.
Through that. But I washed the mattress topper
Mm-hmm.
to get the jumbo washing machine. Fuck, that was satisfying. I don't know about you, but when I'm at home, I love appliances.
Yeah.
And my partner says it's because you grew up poor, so you need to touch everything. And he's probably right.
Probably. There is probably some deep-rooted,
I have 2 washing machines.
Yes.
I have 2 dryers.
Yes.
I have 2 dishwashers.
Yes.
Also, we're a family of 5.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
My washing machine is 14 kilos. She's a beast.
Big.
Call her Bertha. Bertha's in cleaning mode today. And so when everything is on, every appliance in the house is
You just get, ugh.
I get the tingle.
To our point earlier, you're actually more of a trad wife than myself.
Yeah, right.
See, if I have every appliance on, I just get overstimulated. I'm like, there's too much noise.
Oh, no.
Too much noise. The other day, husband was washing shoes and the sound of that, I actually had to leave the area because I could not listen.
Oh, no.
I mean, we've all got our
She's
things.
washing and it's
And the washing machines.
Yeah.
But also, if your partner needs to get in the mood, he just needs to turn all the appliances on.
Well, if he does a little bit of cleaning. Actually, that's a lie. Because his little bit of cleaning is sometimes not up to my standards. And so that does upset me.
And we have talked about this.
Yeah.
You've just got to let them do it.
Yes. Well, now I found the jobs he's really good at.
Okay.
So he does the outside stuff, the power washing and the pool and cleaning and he's all wet. And I'm like, now I'm getting going. Now I'm getting off we go. But I did say, can we get a pool boy? And it was too expensive, was it, in the budget?
My partner will come over and be a pool boy.
Oh, yeah.
He loves that.
Yes. Well,
he's in the pool. It's winter right now. He's in the pool every day. He jumps in. It's like his little cold plunge. He gets in every single day.
And is he just in his little budgies?
Always.
What's the brand he loves?
Budgie Smuggler.
It's Budgie Smuggler, right?
Yes.
The graphic print?
Yes. Loves them.
Yeah. He looks good in them.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. Fills them out well. Well. And that's a wrap on part 1 of season 1, episode 1. Thank you so much for everybody joining us. I know it was probably only a few listeners, but you guys, it's quality, not quantity. Make sure you follow, subscribe, do all the things to ensure that you don't miss part 2, which will drop next Sunday. In the meantime, make sure you follow our socials, the gram, the TikTok, all of that. It is at Refresh My Drink. Thanks again, and can't wait to see you next Sunday for Refresh My Drink.